Good morning everyone. The part 2 of the lesson DNF block element is the physical property. These are the physical property of the transition element. So nearly all the transition element they display a typical metallic property. Because they all are metal, so they display a typical metallic property such as strength, high strength, ductility, malleability, high thermal and the electrical conductivity. They possess the metallic luster, but with the exception of but there are some exceptional case, that is the zinc, mercury, cadmium and manganese. Zinc, mercury, cadmium and manganese, they have one or more typical metallic structure at the normal temperature. So the transition metal, with the exception of the zinc, cadmium and mercury, are very much hard, and they have low volatility, and their melting and the boiling point are very high. Their melting and the boiling point are very high, and this is because of their electronic configuration. This is because of their electronic configuration. Now let us discuss the variation or the changes in the physical property or the general property of the transition element. So first of all, if we are talking about the atomic radii, this is the first and a very common property characteristic. So let us discuss about the what is the variation in the atomic radii during in a transition element. So we all are aware of the atomic radii. What is the concept of the atomic radii? We all know very well. So the atomic radii of the transition element are intermediate between those of the S and the P block. The atomic radii is intermediate between those of the S and the P block. Why the atomic radii is intermediate? Because if we see the periodic table, the column of the transition metal or the D block is in between the S block, that is the metal, and P block, that is the non-metal. So their atomic radii is intermediate between the S and the P block element. Now if we are talking about the trends means variation, how the atomic radii increases or how the atomic radii decreases. So let us discuss the trends. So the first is the atomic radii of element of particular series. We have also studied the first series, second series, third series and fourth series. We are talking about these series. The atomic radii of the element of a particular series decreases with increase in the atomic number, but this decrease in atomic radii become small after midway. Now how it happened? For example, for the element of first transition series, we are talking about the first transition series. The element of the first transition series, the atomic radii decreases. The atomic radii decreases gradually from scandium, to chromium. The atomic radii decreases from scandium to chromium, but from chromium to copper it is decreases. This one is decreases, but from chromium to copper it remains. The atomic radii remains. We are talking about the atomic radii. It remains constant. First of all, it is decreases, then it remains constant. So this is the variation This is the variation. And why this variation happens? Because the atomic radius decrease in the period. If we are talking here, this variation is in the period. This variation is in the period. So the atomic radii decreases in a period in the beginning, because with increase in the atomic number, with increase in the atomic number, the nuclear charge goes on increasing. As the atomic number increases, the nuclear charge is also increases by unity. The nuclear charge, if these variation occurs in the period, we are not talking about the groups. In the groups, the variation is just opposite to that of the variation in the period. So in the period, as the atomic number increases, the nuclear charges also increases. So if the nuclear charges increases, so it pulls the outermost electron towards itself. It pulls the outermost electron towards itself. Therefore, the atomic radii from scandium to chromium is decreases. And however, we know that the electron enter in the last shell and added d electron screens and outermost s electron. So the shielding effect of the d electron is smaller. The shielding effect of the d electron is smaller. Is small, so that the net electrostatic attraction, if we are talking about the net electrostatic attraction between the nuclear charge and the outermost electron, it is increases, and consequently the atomic radius decreases. So this is the main reason behind the decrease in the atomic radii. Now let us discuss the trend of the atomic radii in the group. So what happened in the group? The atomic radii increases. The atomic radii increases while going down the group. While going down the group. So it means that in the group, when we move from upward direction to the lower direction, the atomic radii increases. And why it is increases? Because as we move down the group, so there is a very much variation in the atomic number. Means the atomic number increases, and as the atomic number increases, the number of electrons are increases. As a result of it, the number of shell is increases, and as the number of shell is increases, it means the size of the atom is automatically increases, and as a result of it, the atomic radii increases. Let's take the one example, the atomic radii of the element of second transition series. The atomic radii of the element of the second transition series. Who is the first member of second transition series? That is the yttrium. And who is the last member? Last member is cadmium. Last element is the cadmium. So the atomic radii of the element of the second transition series are more than those of the first transition series, because the electron in the atoms of the second transition series element occupy energy levels farther from the nucleus. So with the increase in number of outermost shell, size increases, and the similar atomic radii of the element of the second and third series are due to the spatial phenomena, and that spatial phenomena is known as the lengthenoid. That is called the lengthenoid contraction. That spatial phenomena is known as the lengthenoid contraction, and this is associated with the intervention of the 4f orbitals, because we know very well in case of the lengthenoid there will be a filling of the 4f orbitals. Now the next property is ionic radii. Ionic radii. So the ionic radii follow the same trend as the atomic radii. Since the metals exhibit different oxidation state, so the radii of the ion also differs. So in general, the ionic radii decreases. Ionic radii decreases with increase in the oxidation number. Ionic radii decreases. Ionic radii decreases with increase in the oxidation state. As the oxidation state increases, the ionic radii decreases. So for the same oxidation state, the ionic radii generally decrease with increase in the nuclear charge. The ionic radii decreases when the nuclear charges increases. For example, in the first transition series, the radii of the bivalent metal ions, decreases. The radii of the bivalent metal ions decreases. So the next property or the next character is the density. Next character is the density. Now let us discuss about the densities. All these metals, we are talking about the transition metal, all these metals have high density. The density is high. The density of the transition metal is high. So within a period, if we are talking about the period, within a period, the densities vary inversely with the atomic radii. The density vary, but how? Inversely with the atomic radii. It means that as we move in a period, the density increases. And why it is increases? Because the atomic radii is decreases. So for example, the density increases from the titanium to copper. The density increases from the titanium to copper. So this is because as we move along a transition series from left to the right, the atomic radii decreases. And why it is decreases? Because the effective nuclear charges increases. Therefore, the atomic volume decreases. But at the same time, the atomic mass increases. So the atomic radii and the density both are inversely proportional to each other. Hence the density, the formula for the density is the atomic mass upon atomic volume increases. So however, the density increases upon descending a group. The density of the second transition series are higher than those of the first transition series, and the density of the third transition series are still higher. Now, the overall explanation for the topic which we have discussed under the heading of the density is that the atomic volume of the transition elements, the atomic volume, we are talking about the volume, the atomic volume of the transition elements are low. And why it is low? Because the electron are added in n-1 d subshell. Because the electrons are added in n-1 d subshell and not in ns subshell. The electrons are added in n-1 d subshell and not in ns subshell. Therefore, the increased nuclear charge is partly screened by the d electron. These are the d electron, and the outer electron are strongly attracted by the nucleus. So moreover, the added electron occupy inner orbital. Consequently, the densities of transition metal are high. Therefore, decrease in atomic radius coupled with increase in the atomic mass, and in general increase in the density of these elements. Now the next important property is ionization enthalpy. We all are aware of the ionization enthalpy, that this is the enthalpy means energy. So this is the amount of energy which is required to remove the most loosely bound electron from the gaseous atom. This is called the ionization enthalpy. So if we are talking about the trends in the ionization enthalpy, so the first ionization enthalpy of d block element are higher than those of the s block element, but are lesser than those of the p block element. Higher than the s block element but lesser than the p block element. The ionization enthalpy increases as we move across each series, though not quite regular. The change in the ionization enthalpy or the trend is not regular. And it is because the increase in ionization enthalpy along a given transition series is attributed to the effect of increasing nuclear charge, which would increase to attract the outer electron cloud with the great force, and consequently the ionization enthalpy is expected to increase. However, in case of transition elements, the addition of electron takes place to the last. Addition of electron takes place to the last one. And which one is the last one? This one is the last one. That is the n-1d subshell. And this also increase the screening effect. And with the increase in the electron in n-1d subshell, the outer electron in the ns shell are shielded more and more, and thus the effect of increasing nuclear charge is opposed by the additional screening effect of the nucleus, and consequently ionization enthalpy increases from left to right but quite slowly among the d elements. So this is the trend. This is the trend of the ionization enthalpy, and the irregular trend. It has a irregular trend in the first ionization enthalpy. The trend is irregular enthalpy of the 3D metals, though the little chemical significance and can be accounted for by considering that the removal of one electron alter the relative energy of the 4s and the 3D orbital. So the unipositive ion have the d configuration and with no 4s electron. It has a d configuration, but it doesn't have any electron in the 4s orbitals. Two members of the ionization, the transition metals. The first one is the chromium and another one is the copper. So the chromium and copper have exceptionally high ionization enthalpy value than those of their neighbors. Their values are much higher in comparison. Their value means the value of the ionization enthalpy of chromium and the copper is much higher than their neighboring element, and this exception are attributed to the extra stability of the half filled and the completely filled set of d orbital. We all know very well that in case of the chromium we have 3d5 configuration, and in case of the copper we have 3d10. So we all know very well that the half filled and the full filled orbital are highly stable in comparison to the other. So their ionization enthalpy is very high, and after the loss of the first electron, chromium and the copper acquire a stable configuration. They both acquire a stable configuration, and these stable configuration are 3d5 and 3d10, and the removal of the second electron disrupts the stability, and therefore the removal of second electron is difficult. That is the reason why the removal of the second electron is difficult, and the value of the second ionization enthalpy for zinc is correspondingly low. because the ionization involves the removal of an electron resulting stable 3d10 configuration. So that is the trend. Here we are talking about the trends. The ionization enthalpy of the elements of the second and the third transition series. If we are talking about the third transition series, so there is also a very big variation in these series. And in the atom of the third transition series, there are the filled 4f orbital, and the 4f orbital are have a very poor shielding effect. They are famous with having the very poor shielding effect, and as a result the outer electron have the greater effective nuclear charge acting on the outer valency electron, and therefore their ionization energies are very high. So these are the trends in the ionization enthalpy. These are the trend in the ionization enthalpy. And if we are talking about the that is a group. So group means when you move from upward direction to lower direction, when we move in a group. So as we move down the group, the atomic number is increases. As the atomic number is increases, definitely there will be the increase in the size, and as the size increases, so the nuclear charge is not enough to hold the electron which are present in the outermost orbit. So it is very easy for us, if we want to remove the electron from such an atom, so it is very easy that we have to provide a small amount of energy, and we can easily take off such type of the electron. We can easily, by providing a very lesser amount of energy, we can easily remove the electron from the outermost orbit.